The Davos conference is over. Time to get to work. Jennifer Blanke, Chief Economist at the World Economic Forum, has joined us to focus on the year ahead. Jennifer, welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
The Global Fund and the Gavi Alliance have both been initiated at the World Economic Forum. How important is it for public and private sector to partner together?
Well, I think that some of the problems that we face in the world are so complex and so large that it's very hard for business or government to really tackle them efficiently alone and really do it in an efficient way. And so, you know, you've mentioned public health issues. This can be important in a number of other areas such as infrastructure, also education and training. And what we see, in fact, is that you'll have the public sector, the government, that sets the rules of the game and that basically sets the overall policy goals. Then the private sector brings know-how as well as financing to the table. And we can't forget as well, unions as well as NGOs that bring in the perspective of the private sector. And so I think that once you get all of these people, very important leaders around the table, you can do extraordinary things.
Talking about extraordinary things, you have an initiative called the New Vision for Agriculture and a second initiative which has now been joined to it, which is Grow Africa. Can you tell us a little bit about those two?
Grow Africa comes out of this overall agriculture project that we've been doing. And if you look at Grow Africa, what it is it's a partnership between the World Economic Forum, NAPAD, as well as the African Union that's really looking at transforming African agriculture. And really the goal is to help leaders to focus on those initiatives and those investments that will really jumpstart growth in the agricultural sector and in the area of food provision more generally.
And you have a similar project which you've started, I think, last year, which is the African Infrastructure Project, or is it starting this year?
It was announced last year, and some of it will actually be announced further this year. What it is an effort between, again, the World Economic Forum, but this time with the African Development Bank, that also brings in the perspective of the private sector. And what it does is it identifies those infrastructure projects that have the most potential for being accelerated with more private sector involvement. And what we're going to be doing, we've already announced that we're going to do the project, but in May, at our big Africa meeting in Cape Town, we'll actually be announcing what are the pilot projects that we're going to be focusing on.
And last but not least, you have launched the B20 task force on employment. That was done last year. How successful was it?
Well, I think that it was quite interesting, and in fact it was only one of a number of task forces that we put together. What we were trying to do here on a number of areas, but in particular this area on employment, was to basically provide concrete input into this G20 intergovernmental process under the Mexican presidency in this case. And if you look at unemployment rates, you see that they've been rising and very high, and particularly among the young. So what we did was we brought together the perspectives of business, government, civil society unions. We brought some academics to the table, and we came up with joint recommendations, again, to the G20 on how to jumpstart employment in these difficult times through things like internships, educational programs that are looking at encouraging entrepreneurship and things of that nature. It has been quite successful. It has gained a lot of interest. And even if you look at the other B20 projects, the infrastructure one that I just mentioned actually came out of that process as well, because it's an important employment generator. And so I'd say, again, this just points to the importance of having a multi-stakeholder approach to some of these large and intractable, seemingly intractable problems in order to really make change happen.
Well, Jennifer, very good luck for this year.
Thank you so much.